Hey, I need to check something with you. How old are you this year, Eliana? Turning 35 next month?
I'm 34.
Well, 34 is basically 35 anyway. Seriously?
What? Why are you suddenly asking? We're the same age, so you should already know how old I am without asking.
Remember I talked about marrying you? Now that I've proposed, I've been thinking about some things.
What things?
I read an article online just now. It said pregnancy after 35 is considered high risk. Isn't it crazy to be 34 and still single?
What? We've been dating for 5 years, and you kept saying you wanted to wait until your career was stable. You kept putting off marriage until now. And now you bring up my age?
I thought high-risk pregnancy started much later. People always say men hit their prime after 35. I just assumed women were fine until at least 40, haha.
So you read an article that says 35 is the high-risk pregnancy cutoff. And now you're bringing this up because I'm about to hit that age.
I really want to have several kids. You know, I was an only child, so I always envied friends with siblings. But that seems impossible with you now, right?
Don't make assumptions.
Plus, after proposing I started thinking, your family owns a farm, right?
Yes, my family does have a farm. But I told you about that when we first started dating, didn't I?
I'm not sure about marrying into a farming family. I'd hate being forced to do farm work.
Why are you bringing this up now? You proposed to me, remember?
Yeah, but thinking about it calmly, I might have rushed into this, haha.
This is not funny. We've already introduced each other to our parents and started planning the wedding.
I'm doing you a favor by marrying a farmer's daughter. Shouldn't I get something out of it too?
Wait, what? A farmer's daughter is someone you're doing a favor by marrying? Get something out of it.
I hear farming families have old-fashioned values. Like, maybe you'll follow that and be the obedient wife who walks one step behind her husband and says yes to everything? You'd be my yes woman.
Are you kidding me? Or are you drunk this early?
Dead serious.
From my perspective, my parents have always had an equal partnership and respect for each other. That's the kind of marriage I want too. I don't want a relationship where one person just follows the other's demands. Or where one person constantly sacrifices for the other.
Well, then I guess I need to reconsider marrying you.
Are you breaking off our engagement?
I can't say that myself. But I'm a man in my 30s at my peak. I've been getting a lot of attention from younger women lately. Girls at bars ask for my number all the time.
Do you realize what you're saying?
Of course. If you don't decide to be my yes woman, I'll go find someone younger.
I waited all this time for you to propose and this is what I get.
Can't help it. I've been getting a lot of interest from younger women lately. Especially this heiress I just met from a big company. You know M Foods? That company that owns several famous restaurants with that brilliant female CEO.
Of course I know it.
We're doing a collaboration with them. I'm in charge of our side, and the CEO's daughter is their representative. In other words, she's an heiress. We've been going out for meals outside of work too. She says it's for restaurant research, but I can tell she's into me.
So you want to switch to dating her?
I can't say it myself, but let's just say I have plenty of options.
I've had enough. It's my fault for ignoring all the red flags. I was too fixated on the idea that we should be together just because we've been dating so long. I want to reconsider our relationship. Let's put everything on hold.
Is that really okay? The one who'll suffer if we break up is 34-year-old you.
Maybe you're right. But I don't want to talk to you anymore right now. I need some time to think.
You'll just end up saying you want to get married anyway. A 34-year-old woman on the edge of the cliff can't resist the carrot of marriage dangling in front of your face. You only have two options. Just do what I say. Either marry me as my yes woman, or give up on marriage altogether.
Eliana, sweetie. About the food for the wedding, I found a supplier for those rare Maine lobsters you wanted. You know, the special ones from that secluded bay you mentioned.
Really? That's amazing. But I thought those lobsters were so rare they're usually only available to high-end restaurants with special connections.
Your wedding is during their peak season, so they can definitely catch and ship them fresh that morning. My fisherman friend and his delivery guy are excited and already planning it all out, haha.
Thank you so much for your thoughtfulness.
Please, it's the least I can do. I'm just glad you don't think I'm meddling too much.
Meddling? Not at all. I'm truly grateful.
I raised him alone, so he can be a bit spoiled, don't you think? You're truly an angel for putting up with him.
I wouldn't call it putting up with him.
I know it must be concerning to marry into a family without a father figure. But please think of me as family. Not quite a mother, but definitely family. Don't ever feel like you need to be formal with me. That's just not my style.
You've been so kind to me even before we're officially family. Honestly, I'm looking forward to becoming family with all my heart. I know I'll have a lot to learn, so please guide me along the way.
Guide you? Nonsense. I have nothing to teach you. Your cooking is already better than mine. If anything, I should be asking you for guidance.
Let's cook together sometime soon.
I'd love that.
I'll make sure to tell the venue staff about the special handling needed for the lobsters. I'm really looking forward to having them at the reception.
So, I've been keeping something from you.
What's this all of a sudden?
I'm getting married to that company Heiress I told you about.
What? Married?
We've been dating regularly. Yesterday, after our date, I told her I wanted to marry her and she said she was happy. We even checked out wedding outfits together, so we're officially engaged. Both people need to agree to get married, right?
Yes, that's true. Mutual consent is necessary for marriage.
We connected emotionally and decided to get married. I've struck gold by marrying an heiress. When I marry the CEO's daughter, I'll be the son-in-law of the president. That practically makes me the heir. So I'm canceling the wedding with you, poor farmer's daughter. I can't have a cheap wedding as the next company president.
Excuse me? Whose wedding?
The wedding between you, the poor farmer's daughter, and me, the guy with potential to marry into money. I've decided not to marry you, so the wedding is off. Since it's your fault for not agreeing to my demands, you should pay the venue cancellation fee.
I'm getting married next month. To someone else.
Wait, what are you talking about?
What are you talking about? We broke up 6 months ago, remember?
Broke up?
Weren't you openly dating that heiress because we'd already broken up?
That's completely separate. We were engaged. My dad kept asking when we'd get married, so I arranged the venue for us. Today's supposed to be the day.
Separate issues? Let me get this straight, you thought we were still engaged. Your dad pressured you about setting a wedding date. So you booked a venue without telling me. Then on the supposed wedding day, you're telling me it's off because you're marrying someone else. This is all news to me.
I wrote everything in our shared calendar app.
I deleted that ages ago.
Why would you do that?
Because we broke up 6 months ago.
I never agreed to that.
6 months ago, you brought up that heiress. You hinted you'd rather switch to her. I said I wanted to reconsider our relationship, remember?
You were supposed to choose becoming my yes woman and marry me.
That was just you talking nonsense. I said our engagement was off. And when we met after that, I told you clearly we were breaking up. You were staring at your phone but you said, yeah, to confirm.
We met, when?
When I said, let's break up and cancel the wedding and you replied, yeah. You were clearly responding.
I don't remember that.
Were you texting someone on your phone and just replying without listening?
I don't remember what happened 6 months ago.
I didn't want to get into a, he said, she said, argument with you. So I recorded our conversation on my phone. The point is, I broke up with you 6 months ago. Then I went to a matchmaking meeting and got engaged to someone else. We're getting married next month.
Seriously? Whatever. I was going to dump you for a younger, richer woman anyway. Just make sure you pay the wedding cancellation fee.
Why should I pay for a wedding I never agreed to? You just said it yourself. Mutual consent is important for marriage. You scheduled a wedding without confirming with me. I'm not obligated to pay cancellation fees for an event I never agreed to.
You should have made it clearer that we broke up.
My head hurts. I told you we were breaking up, and you accepted. We haven't even been in contact for the past 6 months. No dates, nothing, and now you suddenly talk about a wedding venue?
Well,
let me guess. Your dad kept asking about the wedding. The heiress marriage wasn't a sure thing yet. Your dad thought you were still with me, so you booked a venue as a stopgap.
you figured that all out?
Just a guess. You've always made me wait for marriage. Then at 34, when everyone starts asking when you're getting married, you impulsively proposed to me. Then changed your mind and casually mentioned breaking up. I can easily imagine you doing the same with a wedding venue.
If you understand all this, just pay the cancellation fee.
Why would that be my responsibility?
Because you didn't tell my parents we broke up, so they kept pressuring me about the wedding.
This conversation is pointless. I wasn't present for the venue contract and didn't sign anything. I have no payment obligation. We've both chosen to be happy with different people. Let's not have any further contact. Goodbye.
Wait, Eliana. That's not fair. You can't just run away. Eliana, I've realized you're my true soulmate. It's not too late. Let's get married.
Did the heiress dump you? Funny how you weren't even engaged in the first place.
How do you know that?
Because that heiress is going to be my sister-in-law.
Sister-in-law?
Once I marry my fiancé.
What do you mean?
Are you so shocked you can't understand basic English? Remember I mentioned going to a matchmaking meeting? As soon as we broke up, I got an offer. With the son of M Foods CEO.
CEO's son?
You thought you'd become the next president by marrying the heiress, right? But obviously the firstborn son will be the next president.
How does someone like you manage to get a matchmaking meeting with such a big shot?
You know how you kept making fun of my family's farm? We're actually a highly sought-after contract farm. Almost all the restaurants M Foods owns use vegetables from our farm. We're what you call a contract farm.
A contract farm? Your family's farm?
Didn't you think the farm was huge when you met my parents?
I just thought that's what farms are like.
Unbelievable. Working for a food company and not knowing the first thing about farm operations.
Wait a minute. If the firstborn is the next president, and you're marrying him, that makes you the next president's wife?
That's right.
Seriously?
As you know, the CEO raised both the company and her 2 children all by herself. She really likes me and already considers me family. She's the type who'd do anything for her family.
The famous CEO's family.
So when she heard my story about you, she decided you weren't suitable for her daughter. And told me to tell her daughter everything.
Everything? What do you mean? What exactly?
How you proposed to me, then tried to dump me for the heiress after we'd already met both our parents. Everything.
You're kidding, right?
The heiress is smart, she already had doubts about you. She wanted to evaluate you before committing to anything. And you weren't even engaged, like you claimed.
But she said she was happy when I said I wanted to marry her.
That's not a yes. She just said she was happy you felt that way. That's all. Didn't you check for mutual consent, which you said was so important?
Being happy means yes.
Anyway, she never considered herself engaged and broke up with you, right? Not only can't you get married, the CEO dislikes you now, which might affect your contract too.
Contract?
The one between your company and M Foods. You're in charge, right?
Wait, that can't happen. This is my big chance after 12 years at the company. If the M Foods contract gets cancelled, my career path is over.
Since she values character above all, you're definitely out.
Eliana, please, you'll be part of their family. Can't you talk to the CEO for me?
You want me to arrange a marriage and contract for people who don't want either?
You could do it, right?
I refuse.
Why not?
I don't want my family to suffer. And I have no obligation to help an ex-boyfriend I broke up with 6 months ago.
Don't say that. We dated for a long time.
I was just trapped for a long time. I tried so hard to adapt to you and accept your selfishness. But after meeting and dating my fiancé, I realized something. Selfishness isn't supposed to be one-sided. He admits when he's being selfish, and he listens to my selfish requests too. He never makes unreasonable demands. And he never looks down on me. What you did wasn't selfishness, it was just trying to control people for your own satisfaction. How could I ever be family with someone like that? So let's live our separate lives and never contact each other again. Goodbye.
Wait, Eliana. I was wrong, I admit it. You don't have to be my yes woman. My future is looking really dark if this continues.
Since I haven't had any contact with Owen in ages, I can only share what I've heard through the grapevine. Apparently, Owen ended up paying the wedding venue cancellation fee himself. He completely drained his savings. The savings weren't even enough, so he had to reluctantly borrow money from his parents. I heard they've banned him from visiting home until he pays back the loan. On top of that, the CEO actually went through with terminating their business deal. She told them she couldn't work with unreliable representatives. Owen got removed from the project and demoted at work. I was told they assigned a new representative, and for now they're keeping the contract on hold to see how things go.
Thank you for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.